Get your tea and curl up because I promise you want to hear about these fungal cosmonauts. Hey y'all, thank you for tuning in. It's Cat the Vat. Today we are gonna have some tea for trans time, some trans tea time. So grab your tea, and I have some tea to share with you. So we'll just jump right in. I don't wanna waste anybody's time. I don't wanna. We'll just go. We'll just go. I'm sipping some wonderful tea. Delicious. It's good to stay hydrated. Let's get right into business. What's going on today? On the agenda this week, Kitty Kimz, longtime transitioner, detransitions. She says she does a transgender experiment. Let's go ahead and take a look here at what happened. So let's go ahead and just look at the original here.
5 years of living as a girl, I am officially... I woke up to a lot of hate from trans people this morning, and I'm honestly pretty confused. People are telling me I'm feeding into conservative narratives, but I thought it was okay to experiment with your gender, so I'm transitioning. I originally started transitioning for the same reason I went vegan, as sort of an experiment that lasted years longer than I anticipated. I really just wanted to dig into the heads of trans people, and I learned a lot about them and myself in the process, and I don't regret any of my decisions. But I've gotten everything out of it that I think I'd like to, and I'm ready to be a boy again. I'm not sure if this makes me a cis boy. I think you could call me a trans boy since I've lived as a girl for so long, but labels or whatever. Who knows, maybe after 5 years of being a boy again, I'll go back.
Who knows?
What a journey it was.
What a journey it was. Now, the backlash on this has been incredible. So, let's go ahead and take a look here. Boom. So this made it to actual D-trans, which I read for reasons that I don't want to get into right now. But, hello, recently a rather prominent content creator said he was detransitioning back to male after being a trans woman for 5 years, including bottom surgery. He mentioned this was always the plan and just wanted to see what it was like being trans. And these people just said, he's trying to be provocative, whatever. So I really think I should be saying she is trying to be provocative, but we'll not get into that here or there. Now, if we go back here and we look at this person, Wendy happened to actually make a video exposing
For the same reason I went vegan.
Kitty Kimz.
Sort of an experiment.
If you're gonna commit to this harmful grift, then I'm gonna call you out, Kitty. You're not detransitioning, and I have all the receipts. You confessed to your public Discord that you're trolling.
Change your roles. Oh no, I really am trolling. Don't let that leave the server, please. I'm keeping it going because I'm surprised how many people are acting gatekeepy, transmed, blaming me for transphobia, so I'm gonna keep the bit going a little longer and use it as a teaching opportunity.
Or at best, just pulling some sort of prank. You compared trans people to veganism, and essentially said they're both something you can just pick and choose. And using it as a teaching opportunity, considering your TikTok banners are looking like this, I fail to see how you can make a teaching moment from a title like this. Just sort of the grifty, right-wing, talking head kind of content we've seen way too many times already.
We can just start calling her Kelly Cadigan 2.0. Oh, that's for later. You're not allowed to look at that yet. 2.0. No, not 2.9. No. Oh, no. Kelly Cadigan. Let's look at her. This is her. This is just like what she did. Grifting. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways. Well, let's keep... Okay. You're probably asking, Kat, what are your thoughts, right? Oh, I don't know. So I have a couple theoreticals out here, right? So if we take a close look at some of the links on this page, right? Some of these are work links, right? And I think maybe, this could be an effort to like push more people to her spicy sites. I don't know. Could be, could not be. Or his spicy sites. I don't know. I don't know what pronouns I should be using right now. But I also think it's maybe to do a little bit of trolling. Maybe there's a little bit of trolling. And I don't know. Are people being gatekeepy? Don't forget to drink your tea. Are people being gatekeepy? I don't know. They're kind of being a little they're not really being gatekeepy. I personally haven't seen people being gatekeepy on this. I see people calling Kitty Kimz out for comparing transness to veganism, comparing trans people to veganism, which, I don't know. I think there is some truth in that, like, the actual decision to medically transition, or, like, to take steps towards transition is a choice in some regards. Like, in the capacity that, like, you know, if somebody points a gun to your head and says like, do this or I'm gonna blow it, right? Like, you have a choice, technically. You have the choice, right? But like, is there really a choice? That's the question everybody's asking. Now, personally, I think some people might actually do have the choice, but that's not, again, not here or now. I don't think Katie Kimz made this choice and got a bottom surgery, which I do want to add. Marvelous bottom surgery. It's actually gorgeous. It's beautiful, but I don't think Katie Kimz would go through all that just for an experiment. Now, could it have been an experiment? It would be the greatest, I don't know, is that like an anthropological experiment that I've ever heard of in my life? That's like that other experiment where that girl pretends to be a guy and then she like kills herself. Nora Vincent dies by assisted suicide. Anyways, that's not where I was going with that. But Katie Kimz could be like that would be like on par to the anthropological experiment there. So personally, I think it's pretty based if that's the case, but let's just keep moving on. So Florida has made it a felony to have ever changed your gender marker. So you're not allowed to change them anymore, and any that have been done in the past are going to be considered fraud, because they say that sex is synonymous with gender. Now, this is going to be very problematic for a lot of trans people in the state of Florida. It has actually bumped this state up to the very darkest on Aaron Reed's risk map, which, if you don't know, Aaron Reed does send out a basically anti-LGBTQ legislation map specifically focused on transgender people. And these are just some, you know, this is what we're looking at right now, but this state has upgraded. Well, it's been pretty bad for a while, but it's even worse now. So that's bad. In other news, Canada also has begun the backslide, and Alberta has decided to prohibit hormonal treatment, so it's puberty blockers and gender-affirming surgery for children 15 years and younger. Now, generally, you know, kids are not hormonally transitioning, getting surgeries at this young age. However, banning puberty blockers at this age is a little bit atypical, especially when you're not going to let children transition. But I think the idea that is more scary, problematic here is the idea that Canada is also starting to pass these laws. You know, a lot of people in the United States, a lot of trans people in the United States, I've heard them talk about fleeing, and they talk about going to Canada or going to Europe, right? But like, I feel like we're seeing a lot of transphobia pop up in places other than just the US. And this is just another example of that. You know, this is the first province, I think they're called, in Canada that is doing this. So that's pretty problematic, if you ask me. To end it off, you know, I want to end it off on a positive note here. So lichens and other fungus can live in space. I just found this, and I figured, you know, the trans people in my phone would probably appreciate this. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, here. So fungus in space, equal parts cosmic horror and nature being metal. Let's talk about the lichen that grew on the outside of the ISS. Get your tea and curl up, because I promise you want to hear about these fungal cosmonauts. Starting at the beginning, in 1988, we first learned that fungi could survive in outer space in a very dramatic way. Astronauts on the Russian space station Mir saw a strange film spreading across the outside of a window. This feels like something from the Magnus archives. The substance kept growing, destroying the window's titanium core surface and getting into the space station. I know you're thinking aliens, but it was the opposite. These were just piggyback astronauts who hitchhiked a ride from Earth. The substance kept growing, destroying the window's titanium core surface and getting into the space station. They piggybacked on the way up. Yep, it turns out that 6 kinds of fungi had managed to join the team uninvited, and they quickly adapted to their new environment. While this may sound creepy, it was so exciting for astrobiologists. We had proof that fungi could thrive in space. Nowadays, there are pretty robust antifungal measures to keep our exploring friends from joining space crews uninvited. Even if they're super cool, typically we want to keep our missions sterile. Unless The European Space Station is heading up the lichens and the fungi experiment, LIFE, God I love nerds, specifically testing how fungi behave in space and in Mars-like conditions. Around 2012, the lichen Xanthoria elegans, commonly known as the elegant starburst lichen, was attached to exterior of the International Space Station for 18 months and survived, with no water, no air, extreme temperatures, and constant bombardment with radiation. The best part is that the lichen didn't go into stasis, but kept right on photosynthesizing, just chomping on that unfiltered sunlight. Lichen might be the toughest organism on Earth, but what even is lichen? Lichen is actually a composite organism, meaning that it is actually a plant, algae, or bacteria, cyanobacteria, who has joined forces with a fungus, or a few fungi. Lichens are classified as fungus, but have many of the benefits of being a plant and a fungus. Fungi can't make their own food, but plants do it all the time through photosynthesis. And plants struggle to gather nutrients from their environment, but fungi kicks ass at that. So they teamed up and formed a whole kind of superfungus. Fun fact, a lot of things we call moss are actually lichen. Reindeer moss, Iceland moss, also pea moss isn't moss, but at least that one really is a plant. For more moss facts, read Gathering Moss by Robin Wall Kimmerer. But back to lichen. Lichen are a big deal on Earth. First off, they're gorgeous, but also they cover 6 to 8% of Earth's land surface. We know of 20,000 species, but there are likely many, many more. We estimate that we've only discovered 10% of fungi as opposed to 85% of plants. Those space lichen were outside for 18 months and about 35% survived. And if that seems low, I want to remind you that the rate for animals and plants is 0%. But there is more. There was a subgroup that was in Mars-like conditions and 70% of those survived. Fungi are incredible at dealing with radiation. Lichens can survive 12,000 times the dose that would kill a human. We also think some fungi, including mushrooms, might eat radiation through radiosynthesis. Let's take a quick detour to the Chernobyl disaster site. In 1991, remotely piloted robots discovered a black fungus growing inside one of the Chernobyl reactors. The black color was caused by melanin, the same pigment in human skin, eyes, and hair that helps us withstand radiation. Further research revealed that these fungi grew faster when exposed to more radiation. They weren't growing despite the radiation, but because of it. We found that Cryptococcus neoformans was so good at it, we got curious if we could use this to our own advantage. Back to space. NASA sent these melanized fungi to space in 2016 and determined that the fungi could cut radiation levels on the ISS by 2%. They eat the radiation, and that can be really important for other organisms at risk of radiation sickness. Next up, mushroom houses on Mars. NASA is investigating myco-architecture. Imagine human explorers bringing dormant fungi, adding water on arrival, allowing the fungi to grow around a framework into a fully functional human habitat. It's like a chia pet house. Update. We put maritime sunburst lichen in simulated Mars condition, and it's live, laugh, loving it now. Results indicated that the production of antioxidants, along with the occurrence of photoprotection mechanisms, guarantee expertina survivability in Mars-like environment. If you're liking this content, check out some of their other threads. Also, it's their birthday, so you can buy them presents if you like. And next time you see lichen, tell it, damn, well done, because it deserves it. Most based. So, that was trans tea time. I just want to... Delicious. I also want to play y'all a clip from a song that I have actually just been working on. It's called Masculinity. I'm going to have a video, but it's just a little teaser. Just a heads up, I didn't do the background sounds. I just did the, singing and the voices. So... don't make that mistake. People have complimented me on the guitar, and I didn't do that. I didn't ever want to grow up this big. I wanted to be built with arms like spaghetti. I didn't know how to say it, but one day I was swiftly, and the next day I was like, damn, there's a man chilling right there. That's a bed in my hands. Still making soup. Got ourselves enjoyment. That dick ought to have gainful employment. Oh, okay. That's a banger. Oh my god, I love that song. But yeah, I don't know. That's my video. Thanks for watching. I love you, and I don't know. Maybe I'll do tea time more often. Is what I'm saying. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye.